I thought when you go to a teacher training college, you'll be given all the requisite skills that is required by a teacher. But they were concentrating mainly on the methodologies. But then how to portray myself as a teacher, how to tackle both genders in the class was a huge problem for me.
What kind of education are we preparing for our children? We need to be looking at this because our children are learning very little. That is a fact. If we want teachers to become promoters of learning in the classrooms, then we need to adopt a new approach to training our teachers. And therefore, the call was for T-TEL to provide support for national institutions to begin to redefine the philosophy of education in this country. T-TEL is transforming teacher education and learning. It started in 2015. It's a 4-year Government of Ghana program funded by the British government.
So when this program was introduced, the tutors in the college, their method of teaching changed. The government thought that there was a need to strengthen the capacity and effectiveness of tutors, and so we set up a component that addresses the teaching and learning processes of the tutors through professional development training that we provide. So this happens on a weekly basis in each college.
With this introduction of professional development, it has brought a whole lot of innovation in the teaching. As John Dewey said, if we teach today as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow.
So we want to hear from you how it went in the classroom.
I took them through certain demonstrations. So today we are going to talk about fire and how they could be controlled. So we are going out.
Because of the teaching methods the tutors have introduced in the classroom, making us interact with teaching and learning materials, it has really made teaching and learning a pleasure.
When you hear, you forget. But when you see, you remember. When you do it, you understand.
Through our leadership program, we have partnered with the University of Cape Coast so that we provide direct coaching support for college leaders.
I really enjoyed T-TEL when I started attending the leadership training. And he made us to know that leadership is not just about yourself. So the moment there is a challenge, we just throw the challenge and sit down. The ideas will flow from them. Then where necessary, we all come into support.
You should never rush in condemning the students. It is wrong because you have post-lesson delivery. That is where you correct the students.
T-TEL was designed to strengthen the institutional capacities and competencies of the colleges of education and drive them towards building their systems and procedures so they can become fully functioning tertiary institutions.
We have the management team. Every week we meet to review the previous week's activities, and then our college improvement plan and the roadmap. The college improvement plan, that one has to do what we intend attaining, the problems, the challenges that we have. Okay. Then the roadmap, there are targets that we have set for ourselves. So as we meet constantly, we review them.
As part of our support process for colleges, we've created this fund that is available for every college. Our Challenge Fund is designed in such a way that gives opportunity for colleges to design innovative projects that could attract support from us.
So our Challenge Fund is basically on how to improve practicum with the teaching practice. We are piloting in 2 districts. We are now to lead the students to produce teaching and learning materials to teach the various concepts in the schools.
We've given out the first set of funds to colleges to the tune of about 2.4 million cedis, and we are hoping that in the next round we are going to be able to give out as much as 2 million cedis. We have done this in such a way that colleges have the opportunity of going into partnership with other institutions, be them district education offices, be them universities, be them research institutions, be them NGOs. The reason is to ensure that we are harvesting ideas and innovations across the spectrum of stakeholders.
We have a very unique collaboration between the district office and the College of Education. And Mr. Zakari, who is the principal, he knows how to communicate with even the community.
The parallel district will go and serve as role models over there for the districts to see what we are doing.
I think we'll stand to gain a lot if the college grows. The local community will get very good teachers who will help build up the educational standard in the district.
We're trying to make teaching practice an effective component of the preparation of our teachers, because we believe that the teaching profession is a practice-based profession.
Through on-campus teaching and off-campus teaching, I've been able to derive so many methods or certain competencies of introducing or teaching students how to understand the topic. The whole class, let's go. Obiara ya wonojuada omoto onso ekwesiada obiara ya wonokwesiada onkoto onsore.
So for students, they have a student teaching practice handbook. So there they know how to develop the competencies week by week. They acquire it and then practice.
The teaching practice book has really made me a professional teacher.
We don't end there. We have supported colleges to run training programs for mentors who support the trainees when they are on teaching practice.
The mentor training we received over there was very good. It was excellent.
When you go back as mentors, you need to make sure the mentees or the student teachers do same.
There's no national guide that defines who a teacher is in this country. This led T-TEL to support the National Teaching Council to develop what we call the National Teaching Standards for Pre-Service Education. After the development of the National Teaching Standards, there was the need, therefore, to see how they could be useful to every teacher training institution. And so stakeholders agreed that we should develop a national teacher education curriculum framework that sets out the basis for all teacher education curriculum that will be developed in this country. T-TEL brought together national level stakeholders and experts who contributed to the whole process of the design of this framework. What we are focusing on is to ensure that the new curriculum that will be designed will not be focusing on examinations, but we want to ensure that trainee teachers will get classroom support so that they can achieve the competences required to function as effective teachers. Another thing that is coming up strongly in the design of the framework is the issue about using local language. We have a language policy, a local language policy that requires that children in lower primary are taught in their mother tongue, and then when they go to upper primary, they are taught through English. The context of our country makes the implementation very challenging. The reason being that we do not have adequate teachers at the basic school level who would be able to teach the local languages so that students can study the local language at the primary school, JHS, senior high school before they go into colleges.
Not everybody is a fancy. I have someone who just came from Ivory Coast, so the Ghanaian language is very difficult for her to understand. And one came from the north.
Teacher charge will go family charge a fancy.
So it is a whole complex issue that will need to be addressed through policy. Once the framework is completed and endorsed and approved by the ministry, it will require that T-TEL support the relevant institutions to design a specific DBE curriculum that ensures that the framework is being operationalized in the College of Education. So far, with the implementation of T-TEL, we have seen a lot of progress at the college level.
There's much improvement in our results because of these new methods that we are using, and the students are also happy.
Last year, we had the highest A's in the science.
So I must say that some of us have benefited a lot, but above all, the quality of teaching and learning is improving seriously.
I am very grateful for what T-TEL has done for me as a professional teacher, and I hope that future teachers will enjoy such experience.
In this respect, we want to show our appreciation to the British government through DFID that has basically been providing all the resources we need to undertake this T-TEL initiative. We think that their support has been tremendous. They have contributed greatly to education in this country.